for heal, but we also have damage. They snuck in some fucking damage for us.
They did. All right, so let's take a look at the buffs from the beginning. So, if you don't mind, I'll have you put in some input. So, Frost Death Knights, getting buffed.
Yeah.
Getting buffed. Demon Hunters are nerfed. I'm actually happy. The nerfs for them are a little weird. It's like throw glaive, damage reduced by 30%, which I guess is okay. What I was hoping the damage would be reduction to is Bloodlet, because it honestly bleeds better than a Feral. It's actually that Bloodlet, it's for like 45k a pop in PvP. Feral bleeds hits for like 30. I'm like, what? Oh, Bloodlet now deals 100%. Oh, Bloodlet talent now deals 100% of initial throw glaive damage, so that might be nerf.
What was it before?
Well, I'm not sure. I actually have no idea, but throw glaive damage is reduced by 30%. So damage reduced initially, then Bloodlet, so possibility for damage reduction, and bonus Fell Rush damage reduced by 30%, so that's kind of nice. And Mastery, but that's for Vengeance, never mind. Fury over Dario also getting reduced by 20% on its own. So getting cleared by Demon Hunters is going to be less likely. That's kind of nice. Balance Druids getting buffed by Sunfire, Starfall, Lunar Strike, and Solar Wrath, which is exactly what I was talking about before. Like, they have massive burst, but like their sustain is just like, eh.
Yeah, like outside of burst, they have actually a little bit better damage now, which is what they need, because without the artifact, weapon doesn't seem like they do as big as like holy shit.
Yeah.
Damage, you know?
I mean, it's still going to be hard for them to cast against melee, but like,
correct.
When they do get the casts off, oh, it's going to be worth it, I think.
It's going to be worth it. And the Moonfire is increased by 10%. It's pretty good. Non-Feral Moonfire, that
oh,
is.
non-Feral. Oh, that's awesome. The Moonfire. I didn't even see that.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Then we have Arcane Mage.
Yep.
I haven't seen that many Arcane Mages, I'll be honest.
I've seen a few. Like, we went against that Arcane Mistweaver, and they kicked our butts.
They did. But
good.
I feel like they caught me out. But, you know.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Mastery effect by 20%, Arcane Missiles damage by 9%, Arcane Blast by 10%.
It's awkward number, 9%.
Yeah. Frost got buffed, I think, overall.
Yeah, looks like it overall. Some good buffs there. Nothing that's world-changing, but pretty freaking good. Flurry.
Flurry got increased. Array of Frost damage increased. Glacial Spike increased by 15%. Ice Snow increased by 13. They just got overall buff increase, like no matter what build you run too. So I mean, it was kind of weird just to see all fire mages running around, because usually Frost is like the PvP spec for the longest time. That at least how I'm used to. So
yeah,
it was weird.
Barrage getting reduced. That's pretty good. Flanking Strike though, and damage increased by 62%. That's pretty good.
That's actually really good, because like that ability is just not that often used. So buffing it makes it like worth the use. What about those red buffs, by the way?
Red's dangerous, man. Red is.
They are dangerous,
man. They're so dangerous.
I was actually playing with the Warlock that I'm playing with right now. We were doing some twos, and this reds are just like getting low health, blowing everybody up, and it's just like, why?
Strap on that bomb though. Let's go, buddy. Yeah, it's scary. They're scary, and they just increased them. They got a buff before, and then now they're increased more damage. It's pretty scary.
We talked a bit about the rogue buffs earlier when we first took a look at them. Assassination getting some love back, sorta, kinda. Deadly poison damage increased by 30.
With people rolling instead of hemorrhage now, the poison mastery one, whatever, you know, on the 15 level tier. That's gonna be pretty good.
The bag of tricks, yeah. Right?
Yeah, like the main talent, like instead of hemorrhage, people are taking the poison.
Master poison, yeah.
Now you're gonna have 30%
really
extra damage. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, I even thought Master Poison was worth it before. I don't really like hemorrhage that much. And Subtlety getting that much needed Eviscerate 15% damage buff and Nightblade buff. I personally love it. Fucking, it's ridiculous. When your 5 comp point Eviscerate hits for 100k, like, what?
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you have all your points and you're like, I should have been wasted on this. It's like a waste. Might as well just freaking Shadow Strike, what it's called. Might as well hit him with that. Same amount of damage.
Elemental Shamans. Mastery effect increased by 12%. Chain Lightning Maelstrom. Lightning Bolt damage. Chain Lightning. Lava Burst damage increased by 5. Is this enough to make Shaman viable as Ellie?
I don't think the lava burst increased by 5% is anything to cheer about. The mastery, that's good, and lightning bolt, sure, that's good too. I mean, any buff's a good buff. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And some people are using the ice fury thing, and they're able to produce some pretty good damage in PGs, and I'd like to see them in threes. Who knows? I really don't have the expertise for elemental shamans, but any buffs it gets for them, it looks pretty good. It's kind of good. I hate that they kind of just make them stand still turns and shit. They make them a bastion pretty much.
Yeah.
Stand here and fucking cast, man.
Bastion 2.0 elemental shaman.
Correct.
Blizzard. It's like those buffs aren't even for elemental shaman. Those are actually bastion buffs. They just renamed some of the abilities.
Right. That's all they do is rewash shit like that.
And Warlock's got an overwhelming buff throughout the whole fucking board, which I think is a PvE.
Not as if Warlocks weren't scary as it was.
Oh, for PvP, yeah, that's scary as fuck.
Dude. Yeah, and this is...
It's insane. Unstable affliction damage increased by 15, corruption by 10, agony by 5, and that's just Affy. That's not even demonology or destro. It's a wall of buffs. Blizzard has built a wall of just blue text.
I wanted to see them destruction. I wanted to see them beef up Chaos Bolt a little bit more than 11%. I want that spell to be back. I'm having a freaking Warlock, but when they cast at me, I'm just like, I'm honestly like, poor guy, just let him get it off.
Yeah.
Because he's wasting so much fucking resource to get this thing off to hit me for like 200, 300k. It's like, it's you poor fella. Like, I want that to be like the ass clenching spell it should be. Like when they cast it, you're just like clenching in real life, like it's gonna bite you. Because it used to be that way. You're like, crap, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I still don't think that's enough to make destruction that much better.
Oh, Rain of Fire damage increased by 11% and cast time removed. Rain of Fire. Rain of Fire actually deals decent damage as an AoE for PvP. Last time I was in a beta.
And that's good that he doesn't have to cast time it, so that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be like the old school way, you just pop it.
Yeah, I mean, it's only costs 3 soul shards, and you have to cast. It's just like punching a dick. Now that let's do the PvP ones. First of all, big one. Battlegrounds. Tank specialization characters no longer take additional damage while carrying a flag. What?
Right.
So we're gonna have protection warriors using pain suppression or ignore pain all day. I mean, I just said earlier that they did increase the damage tanks take in BGs, but this is just gonna. This is backwards.
You know how Blizzard does it.
They're exactly. They just backpedaled.
They're gonna break it. They're gonna break it, man. They're gonna be either A, unkillable, or B.
I mean, I think it's a cool idea because like tanks are now like, hey, I'm a tank, so let me run the flag. Oh, make sure the tank runs the flag because you won't take increased damage. But it's like, you gotta counterbalance it at the same time. Maybe that 25% damage the tanks take overall might be enough because they're killable. But I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, you gotta wait until this one comes out. This one's a bit touchy to try and get a good estimation how it's gonna be. With Blizzard's reputation, I think tanks are still gonna be strong. They're gonna be strong carrying the flag, man.
Survival gets a much needed Mungus Fury, increases damage of Mungus by 35% per stack. What, 35% per stack?
Yeah, instead of 25%. That's pretty good.
So how many stacks does it have? Like 6?
I think it's, you can go to 6, so you can get pretty good damage now. What? I mean, you could before, but this is even better.
210% damage compared to 25 times 6, which is like 150. Yeah,
it's even better.
So it also means that you can get to that 150% faster, right? So to get the maximum damage increase, you would need 6 stacks, but with 35, you would do 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks, and you're at 140. So you're 10% less, but that's just 4 stacks, so you have 2 more to go.
Correct. And so
that's good.
It's a good buff.
It speeds up the burst, and I'm actually fine with it, just because I don't see that many.
It's a good buff. They kind of need it, let's be honest. You don't see too many of these guys, but when you do, you see the incredible control that they have on people.
Yeah.
And now to buff up their damage a little bit, it could make them some formidable fools, man.
Paladin, Retribution, strength stat reduced by 5% in general.
That's not gonna phase them.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting buffed, but nerfs, so it's like, they are getting buffed, but not quite as buffed, I guess. So it's like,
Negative 5% basically for all the buffs that you just got. I would take the buffs and lose 5% strike. That's not bad.
Yeah. Nightblade now deals 15% less damage in PvP. So they're buffing Nightblade and Eviscerate for in general, but they're nerfing it for PvP. What the fuck?
That's why so many sub-rogues are upset.
What if the ability itself, like Nightblade, is increased by 15%, right? So, so let's actually do some math. It actually might be a big of a nerf or less of a nerf than we think. So,
Yeah.
let's this might be, my math might be off. So say Nightblade deals hypothetically 100 damage. So a 15% increase is, you would find 15% of 100, which is 15. So you would take 100 plus 15. So Nightblade on PvE deals 115. But if you nerf that damage by 15%, so you divide it by 100 times 15, you have 175. Wait, hold on, did I do it right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, 170, 1725. So when you take, it's actually a nerf. You actually, Nightblade and Eviscerate overall gets a PvP nerf. So basically what I'm saying is 15% of 100 is a smaller number than 15% of 115. If I can tap it out to you, hold on. So 100% of 100, yeah. So 15% of 100 is 15. So, but 15% of 115 is 17.25. So, if my math isn't wrong, you are getting, let's say, 15 more damage, but you're losing 17 damage. So it's actually like a 2 damage nerf.
So it's not a huge nerf.
Yeah, it's a slight nerf. It completely cancels out the whole 15% buff that they got in terms of PvP, but it also nerfs it by like 2% or so.
So it's not a huge deal.
It's
2%,
not a,
you shouldn't even notice that.
Yeah, but it's just like such a weird number though. Fury Warriors Bloodthirst heal no longer is in PvP. We talked about that earlier, so
that's a pretty big
Go
change.
over that a little bit.
That is a pretty big freaking change for Fury Warriors. Any of you guys have been leveling Fury Warriors out there? Fury Warriors? I'm saying Fill-in Warriors, whatever. You guys noticed that in PvE, your healing is actually pretty decent. It's not too bad. So in PvP, it's basically what it's going to be like. And I think that's going to be a pretty good game changer for us. We'll be able to heal, won't be as bad. Our defense still sucks, and taking 30% extra damage does suck still, but that is going to help stop the bleed. Think of that as a band-aid, and the blood is no longer squishing out of you. It's kind of dripping. I think it's going to be a good change for us. I think that's going to make us pretty decent choice for a threes team.
I don't think it's going to make Fury just automatically like... I mean, there's also other buffs for Fury as well that
they're damage buffs.
MMO champion. Yeah, the damage buffs itself are going to make it more viable as a counterpart to arms. But that extra heal is going to be a good Fury Warrior will be able to take advantage of it.
I think there will be a decent choice now. Not like, can you play arms? They'll be like, you know what? We can try this, and you can get us some. I think that's a good start. It really is.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's just say that it's a good start to get some decent heals like that. No longer reduced people that think that the healing just sucked. It was reduced like basically by 50%. So 4% you're getting 2% in PvP, and that's why the heal seems so crap.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, no longer is reduced. It's gonna be pretty decent. I won't say it's like crazy OP. Oh my god, everyone roll Fury.
No, but it is going to be like a nice quality change because consistently getting the heal, it is going to be worth the.
I would say it is literally a game changer for Fury.
Mm-hmm.
You won't just lose immediately from certain things. You will be able to come back. That's the huge issue. There's no recovery for Fury because the heal sucks. Now when you get the heal that's no longer going to be nerfed, we'll have a recovery slightly.
Mm-hmm. Another change is the honor system. Honor system reward Glory of Melee, which is your first BG win of the day will reward you with 500 artifact power instead of 150, which I think is a good thing just in general, just because in PvP there's not that much artifact power that you can gain, let alone gear, unless you're doing like straight up arenas. Mm-hmm. So giving more artifact power for people that just want a PvP, I think that's a good thing, you know?
Yeah, I would say that's actually an excellent thing. The honor system, getting 500 artifact power is pretty good. From 150, it wasn't that worth it.
Yeah. and plus 500 plus whatever amount you get for your research of your artifact
Correct.
weapon, it is definitely worth doing that first BG of the day. I'd be fine with if they added a little bit better gear and more chances for gear drops from BGs.
I would agree too. Because the BGs, the gear drops from it suck. It really
Currently,
do. Nothing,
yeah, they're kind of
there's nothing good. Like the first one you do in the 2s or 3s, that purple strongbox, you can get like 840s and stuff like that, which is, again, you can get better ones just doing a world quest. So kind of at the end kind of makes it like, why the hell should I even care about the 2s and 3s, really? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think, like I said, they're on a pretty decent path. They're buffing certain classes and nerfing a few others. So they're pulling their heads out of their ass a tiny bit here. And it's a start of something good, really, and everyone's enjoying their expansion. So clearly, Blizzard's doing something right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's actually probably the best way to. That's the best way I would describe it.
Yeah. So
I agree.
kudos to them when they deserve their comeuppance. Kudos to them, man.
Kudos, yeah. They actually made some changes for PvP. This is more than we ever got in Warlords.
Yeah, and so people think that making a post doesn't help out, and your class is not going to get helped. It's always good to make a post out there, man. Sometimes they do listen to you guys.
There's actually Lore, one of the devs, Lore, he posted on Twitter like, okay, which classes do we need to nerf? And he just literally collected off of Twitter and he just tallied it up. And there was like a bunch of them for Demon Hunter and then a few dozen for Genji.
Genji.
Which I thought was
funny.
hilarious. But he basically thought like, okay, Demon Hunters, we need to take a look at them again.